In the year 1518, in the quaint town of Strasbourg, France, an eerie and unsettling phenomenon began to unfold, forever etching itself into the annals of history as the dancing plague. It was a summer day like any other. With the sun casting its warm glow over the cobbled streets and timber-framed houses. It all began with a lone woman, Frau Trophia, stepping into the cobblestone square. Her eyes held an inexplicable fervor as she started moving to a rhythm that only she could hear. Her limbs contorted and twisted in strange ways, her feet rhythmically tapping against the ground. Onlookers stared in confusion and concern, unsure of what to make of this peculiar display. As hours turned into days, Frau Trophia's trance-like dance persisted. Seemingly unaffected by exhaustion or pain. More astonishingly, her dancing appeared to be contagious. Soon, others were drawn into the frenetic ritual, their bodies twisting and jerking in a grotesque dance that defied reason. The town square became a frenzied tableau of whirling bodies. Lost in a macabre dance that was as captivating as it was terrifying. Word of the bizarre occurrence spread like wildfire throughout Strasbourg. Doctors and priests were called upon to intervene, but their efforts were in vain. As the days turned into weeks, the numbers swelled. And the once bustling square transformed into a nightmarish dance floor. The afflicted individuals suffered from blistered and bleeding feet, yet their trance-like state prevented them from stopping their relentless movements. The situation soon escalated beyond the town's capacity to comprehend. Authorities, unable to quell the disturbing phenomenon, made the fateful decision to build a wooden stage in the square. The hope was that by providing an elevated platform, the dancers might be more visible to divine intervention. Musicians were also brought in, with the belief that music might exorcise the strange compulsion that gripped the afflicted. However, the music seemed to only exacerbate the situation, intensifying the frenzied movements of the dancers. As days turned into weeks, the townspeople watched in horrified fascination as the once vibrant square became a scene of utter chaos and suffering. Exhaustion, dehydration, and heart attacks claimed the lives of some unfortunate souls who danced until their bodies could take no more. Just as mysteriously as it had begun, the dancing plague finally abated. The survivors slowly regained control of their bodies, left to grapple with the horrifying memories of their involuntary ordeal. To this day, historians and scientists continue to debate the true cause of the dancing plague of 1518. Theories range from mass hysteria to a possible outbreak of ergot poisoning, a fungus that can induce hallucinations and convulsions. The dancing plague of Strasbourg remains a haunting and enigmatic episode in history, a testament to the power of collective behavior and the fragile boundaries between sanity and madness. As the sun sets over the town square, one can almost hear the faint echo of haunting melodies and see the shadows of dancers moving in a trance, a reminder of a time when a town was consumed by a dance of death. In the quiet, puritanical town of Salem, Massachusetts, a dark cloud of paranoia and fear descended in the year 1692, giving birth to a harrowing chapter in history known as the Salem witch trials. What began as a seemingly innocent series of accusations would soon spiral into a nightmarish ordeal, forever staining the town's legacy. It all began with a group of young girls, caught up in tales of witchcraft and the supernatural. Betty Paris and Abigail Williams, the daughter and niece of the local minister, Samuel Paris, fell mysteriously ill. Their strange fits and behaviors puzzled the town's inhabitants, and whispers of witchcraft began to circulate. As fear and suspicion spread like wildfire, accusations were hurled like poison darts. Soon, other young girls exhibited similar symptoms, leading to an ever-expanding circle of accused witches. The town became a pressure cooker of tension, with neighbors turning against neighbors and families torn apart by accusations. The accused were subjected to terrifying trials, where spectral evidence and confessions were extracted under duress. The court proceedings were marred by hysteria, and those who found themselves in the crosshairs of suspicion faced a grim fate. 20 innocent lives, mostly women, were condemned to death by hanging or pressed beneath heavy stones until they confessed or perished. The trials revealed the darkest facets of human nature. People were driven to betray their loved ones, and innocent lives were sacrificed on the altar of fear and ignorance. Even those who stood against the madness found themselves at risk of being accused, as the frenzy seemed unstoppable. However, the fervor eventually began to wane. As the implications of the trials became clearer and the community grappled with the enormity of their actions, a sense of shame and remorse settled over Salem. The courts admitted their errors, and the surviving accused were released from prison. The Salem witch trials left an indelible scar on the town's history, serving as a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of mass hysteria, paranoia, and the manipulation of fear. In the centuries that followed, the trials have become a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the dangers of intolerance and the importance of safeguarding justice, reason, and the rights of the accused. As the wind whispers through the old streets of Salem, the echoes of that dark chapter continue to resonate, a chilling reminder of humanity's capacity for cruelty and the enduring legacy of a time when witches were hunted and lives were shattered. In the twilight of 1872, a chilling maritime mystery unfolded upon the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, the perplexing enigma of the Mary Celeste. This haunting tale would go down in history as one of the most baffling and enduring maritime puzzles of all time. On a fateful December day, the Canadian brigantine Dei Grazia spotted an eerie sight, a ship adrift upon the waves. As the Dei Grazia drew closer, the crew's apprehension grew. The vessel before them was none other than the Mary Celeste, a ship that had set sail from New York destined for Genoa, Italy, and now, inexplicably, she floated aimlessly, her sails furled, without a soul in sight. As the crew of the Dei Grazia cautiously boarded the abandoned vessel, an eerie silence engulfed the scene. The ship was eerily intact, cargo, provisions, and belongings undisturbed. The captain's logbook, its last entry dated 10 days prior, offered no hint of trouble. It was as if the Mary Celeste had been frozen in time, a ghost ship upon the vast, unforgiving sea. Despite the undisturbed appearance of the ship, signs of an abrupt departure were evident. A single lifeboat was missing, suggesting that some had left the ship hastily. The main hatch was secured, but the companionway hatch was open, allowing water to seep into the hold. This curious detail led to speculation of a leak or other unforeseen catastrophe. As the story of the Mary Celeste spread, the world became captivated by the mystery. Theories abound, ranging from piracy to mutiny, from underwater earthquakes to sea monsters. Yet, each hypothesis fell short of explaining the absence of the crew, which included the captain, Benjamin Briggs, his wife, their young daughter, and a crew of experienced sailors. Theories and speculation aside, the fate of the crew and passengers of the Mary Celeste remains a puzzle that has defied resolution for over a century. The ship's discovery marked the beginning of an enduring legacy, a tale of maritime intrigue and perplexity that continues to capture the imagination of those who hear it. The Mary Celeste, with her empty decks and unyielding silence, serves as a haunting reminder of the enigmatic forces that can lay claim to the lives of those who dare to venture upon the boundless oceans of the world.